What is the weirdest thing your body does that no one else's does? There's a rather unsightly, birth defect, that runs in my family: yellow teeth. We smile like chain smokers and no one in my family smokes, but the enamel itself is otherwise totally normal. My mother's teeth are actually more noticeably discolored than mine. I've never seen or met another person born with discolored teeth like mine. I can whistle through my nose with my mouth closed. The sound is not much, but if it's a quiet room, especially a classroom with a strict teacher, the constant whistle seems considerable. I've had many teachers search for the source of the sound in vain. One suggested it to be a gas leakage, another suggested it to be coming from someone's mobile phone. Once in 10th grade, a teacher pointed out a boy accusing him of whistling. He wasn't, I was. The boy walked up to the teacher, and I whistled again through my nose. The teacher was convinced it wasn't my friend. God, I miss the classrooms. I'm missing a muscle in my right eye, so I can't move my eye without seeing double or it looking in an opposite direction of my other eye. Edit. I'm really surprised by how much attention this comment has gotten. If you're interested, it's called Duane's syndrome type 2, ya bunch of morbid MFS. Less than 3. Edit 2. I can move my right eye, just not past a certain point past the left of my nose. It's like a lazy eye, but can't be repaired. I just find ways around looking that way by closing the eye and using my good eye to see. Edit 3. For anyone wondering how to adapt for pictures. I can put my legs behind my head. And yes, I can reach the groin if you want to ask further. You know how when you try to open those produce bags at the grocery store, the damn things just won't open and you have to lick your fingers to get the necessary grip on the plastic? I can voluntarily cause my hands to perspire and open those bags with ease every time. I have a bizarre amount of control over my facial muscles. Eyebrows, nose flaring, ears, you name it. I can twist my lips in ways I've never seen anyone else do, and no amount of Googling has found me a name for it. My body has a magnetic field that pushes away everyone around me. Believe me, nobody has come within 5 feet of me in years. I'm not the only one, but I'm an ear rumbler. Ear rumblers assemble. I sometimes have a weird singular hiccup that sounds more like a pig squeal than a hiccup. I only know right before it happens. Also, sometimes when I sneeze I get a cramp that feels like a pen trying to come out of my taint. I'm not the only one, but I don't have depth perception. I can immediately tell how far something is away from my eyes if I don't have a frame of reference. I, apparently, see the world exactly like a TV screen. It is quite literally the most minor possible disability. Pretty much all I can't do is play basketball or football. I can drive fine, been driving 7 years with no accidents. Every once in a while, I reach for a door handle and just miss it, my hands swinging through the air. Or the opposite, I reach for the door handle and just punch the door. I got officially diagnosed when I tried to join the military at 18, and reconfirmed it again at an eye doctor appointment a few years later. I can voluntarily make my stomach rumble. My hands, lower arms, knees and feet turn purple. The blood flow just slows down a lot or stops completely when it is cold enough, when it is colder than 20 degrees Celsius. Been to the hospital to check on it and they say it isn't any harmful disease, but I should not push it to the limits and I should keep my limbs warm. I can move my little toe independently from other toes. And it has quite some mobility. Move left, right, up, down and grab, lol. I can pop my fingers over and over as long as I want until they eventually get tired and I can't move them. I can also move my bottom eyelids side to side. I can dislocate my hip whenever I want, although I don't think that's uncommon. And finally, I can turn my tongue upside down, but I also don't think that's uncommon. My son and I both have this thing where when we go out into the sunlight we both sneeze, not sure why. We are the only people I know that this happens to. My hair grows freakishly fast. It's probably not that uncommon, but it makes the people I know really jealous. I wish I could get to the bottom of why I gag constantly every time I'm uncomfortable. When I get tired, everything is 10x worse too. Too hot, gag. Too cold, gag. Pants too tight, gag. Pants too loose, gag. Gloves don't fit well, gag. Have to pee really bad? Gag. Ate too much, gag. Glasses on for too long, gag. Shoes too tight, gag. Wearing socks while at home? Gag. Literally anything around my neck? Gag. Wearing a face mask for more than 5 minutes? Gag. Work out too much, but still feel strong and want to push my body further. Gag. I hate it. Obligatory not me, but my mom can wipe electronics cards just by being near them. She can also accidentally set off toys and type hyphens on her computer without touching the keyboard. Sometimes my neck makes a weird feeling sound. It sounds and feels like a rain stick pouring down the back of my neck. It's hard to describe, but I've searched all over the internet and never been able to find confirmation to anything explaining what it could be. My family, all my growing up years, we eat sugar like it is the foundation of life. When my wife joined the family, she could not believe it. I went to be tested to see if I was diabetic for some procedure, and my blood sugar is literally the best that someone's can be. My family has a freakishly high sugar intake ability. I can dislocate my shoulder at will and relocate it without any pain or using any external forces. When I pinch my nose shut, close my mouth and breathe out, air comes out of my eye. If I laugh too hard, I get the hiccups. I also possess a verified strategy to get rid of said hiccups. I can voluntarily give myself muscle cramps on my feet. I'll just push my big toe down and my entire feet just cramps up and I can't move it. My nipples can get erect. When I'm standing up, my right leg just refuses not to move. Standing straight, arms to my sides, if I tilt sideways back and forth it crunches my lungs up and make weird forced air sounds that come out of my mouth when I open it. Do not ask me how I discovered this. I think as a kid I was like, whoa. I make weird sounds when I do this and open my mouth. I can imagine. My proprioception is whack after some surgery, so my body can't judge the distance of my legs, arms very well. As in, I have very little spatial awareness now. I have to keep a nightlight in my house because, despite living here for almost a decade, if the lights go out I can't sense where the walls are and I will trip into them. I have stubbed my toe on walls, skinned my shoulder cutting corners too close, banged my elbows on things, and tripped over my own down. My feet are a major blind spot unless I'm looking down. More times than I can count. I also can't really run. Because if I'm not looking at my feet, I lose my balance. This also means that I have to lean against the wall in the shower if I close my eyes to wash my hair, lol. My left ankle regularly cracks when walking, on and off. I'm talking loud cracks, enough to startle anyone within 10 feet when it happens. Never caused me any pain whatsoever, ortho says it's all okay. Just a snap crackle pop an ankle. Really strange, but whenever I spray my shower head juiced under one of my knees something in my bladder area retracts. It's visible from the surface of the skin and it tickles in an uncomfortable way, so I never do it for too long. I have absolutely no idea what causes this. Whenever I stand up my sack swells up into a balloon. Yes, it's a varicocele. Yes, I know, it's treatable. Yes, I've had surgery for it. No, it didn't work. Sometimes my heart stops. But it has always started up again. I can make just about any joint in my body crack, even the clavicle, which isn't a joint I know, but I deck how that ends up crackin'. Shrink when the body is only 20 years old. I can see black if I want to. It's very useful because it helped me to sleep. My belly button leaks. I can poo out of the front. If one of my arms falls off I can grow a new one. Smell, I can smell things others can't before they do. Can't tell you how many times I've smelled someone smoking pot while driving down a highway going 70 miles per hour and everyone else in the car always thought I was nuts until we hit some traffic. If I know you well enough I can recognize people's scent. My brother and our dad could never figure out how I always knew when they were in my room when I was gone. If I bruise, not break or seriously injure, my elbow I can paralyze my fingers for months. I've seen people do this but my husband can't, so I'm gonna allow it. I can move my toes basically any way I want. I can spread them out, move them up and down, left and right quite a bit. I'm always picking up things with my feet, toes. That's pretty common. The thing is, my husband is the only person I personally know who can't do it even a little bit. Like he can barely wiggle his big toe. I didn't even notice until we were playing with our kid one day as a toddler and my husband was shocked he could move his toes that much. I'm like, yeah, everyone can. But my son can only move them on his right foot and not the left foot. He got 1 foot from me and 1 foot from his dad. I don't have scoliosis but my bones crack at any given moment. Bleed from the anus every time I shit, cool. I can twist my right arm 360 degrees so my hand lays flat on a table but my arm's twisted like it's broken. Can't do it with my left though. I won't be able to post this until I die, so why not now? My dad's side of the family is all dead. Meaning my dad's parents died before they even reached 50 years old. I've never seen them before. My mom's side of the family is very much alive but has some defects. They're all missing this tooth enamel which makes our teeth white. My mom's side of the family also has very poor vision. So, me, being the child, has yellow teeth, poor vision, and would hypothetically die before I turn 50. My eyes and ears nerves are connected. If my ears get cold, so do my eyes. And I don't mean the cold slowly radiates over, it's immediate. My eyes feel stuff the same moment my ears do. I noticed it for the first time when I put antibiotics in my ear due to an infection, and a shot of cold ran through my eye. It felt like I put ice on my eye, and I actually blinked out of discomfort. When I did my other ear and the same thing happened, I realized what happened. It's the same with heat, but it took me longer to notice since I never put something notably hotter in my ears or eyes lol. But if I wear headphones for too long and my ears are hot, my eyes also get itchy and hot. Then I put a bit of cool water or peroxide in my ear and boom, my eyes are fine. It's really bizarre tbh. When I get turned on, sometimes I sneeze uncontrollably. If I laugh while laying down flat on my back, it feels like my lungs collapse and I can't take a breath until I sit back up. I can gleek on command with a range of 4 feet. When I'm hungry, I sneeze.